To most people, Mélanie Laurent is just Shosanna from Inglourious Basterds. Like that one role was the end of her story.
Oui, Shosanna.
But while the world was looking the other way, she quietly moved behind the camera. Her second film, Breathe, isn't anything like a Tarantino movie. On the surface, it looks like a story we have seen 1,000 times, high school drama and toxic friendships. But Laurent is looking for something deeper, and she shows us what is the cost of neglect. The film opens with a quiet morning, underscored by the sound of Charlie's parents arguing. Her father has been unfaithful and her mother is falling apart. But to Charlie, this all seems completely normal. Her mother, Vanessa, is someone who has never quite managed to be an adult. She's terrified of authority, she's terrified of being alone. After a messy separation from Charlie's father, she doesn't treat her daughter like a child, she treats her like a roommate. But here's the thing, and this is the core of the film. Charlie doesn't need coexistence. She needs someone to rely on. And if she can't find this safe space at home, then eventually she's going to look for it outside. The film suggests that when a parent refuses to set a boundary, they aren't being cool and chill. They are leaving the child to navigate a world they don't have the map for yet. Charlie has been trained basically since she was a toddler to be the stabilizer, to be the mature one. And when you spend your whole life managing someone else's messy, aimless emotions, you end up with a vacuum where your own identity should be. From the second Sarah steps into the classroom, the energy of the film shifts. She's everything Charlie isn't. And notice how Laurent frames her. Sarah is almost always positioned slightly higher in the frame. To Charlie, Sarah isn't just a friend, she's the North Star. For a girl who has grown up in a house of maybe and I don't know, Sarah's perceived focus is intoxicating. When Sarah picks Charlie as a friend, it feels like the world is finally aligned, like there's finally a structure to her life. But look closer at those early scenes. Sarah understands something Charlie doesn't. She understands that perception is power. If you can control how people see you, you can control the world. Sarah doesn't attach to people for intimacy. She attaches for control.
Putain!
The midpoint of the film is where the teen drama mask falls off and we enter something much closer to psychological drama. Charlie follows Sarah home one night and the mirage just evaporates. Everything Sarah said she was or did was a lie. Charlie sees a cramped, bleak apartment with bars on the windows and a mother who is a drunk and abusive wreck. Charlie sees Sarah's trauma and the cycle kicks in. She thinks she understands her and can fix her now that she knows why she is the way she is. Charlie mistakes Sarah's cruelty for cry for help. She confuses suffering for love, but Sarah cannot tolerate being seen like that. To Sarah, vulnerability is a death sentence. Once Charlie witnesses the truth, the power dynamic is ruined. Sarah realizes Charlie saw her as weak, and so she decides that Charlie has to be destroyed. And Sarah does everything in her power to do just that. She bullies her to the point of tears.
Allô?
And yet, Charlie stays. When we watch this film, we naturally scream, why doesn't she just leave or complain about her? She stays because her home life is modeled this way to be complacent and gentle. Her mother taught her that love is something you wait out, that pain is just a weather pattern you have to survive until the nice version of that person comes back. Just like Charlie saw in her home when her father comes after he cheats and then her mother just accepts it. But Sarah is someone who has mastered the art of push and pull. Every time Charlie is about to break, Sarah pulls her back with a shred of fake vulnerability, a half apology, a shared secret. It's a high-stake game of pull and push. By feeding her tiny scraps of kindness between long stretches of cruelty, Sarah turns the relationship into a literal addiction. It keeps Charlie's nervous system in a state of permanent high alert. And throughout the film, adults are on the sidelines while this is happening. Teachers miss the cues. Her mother is too busy with her own romantic drama to see her daughter is running out of air. There is no safety net. No one is watching the door. Charlie is left completely on her own. And when you are that alone and that squeezed, your body starts to react for you. You can hear it in her chest. You can see it in the way she grips her and held her. It's why the title is so heavy. The film is called Breathe. It feels like a command. And Charlie has asthma throughout the film, which gets intensely heavier as the film progresses. She literally and emotionally can't breathe. She has spent the entire film holding her breath. She has held it for her mother, for her father, and now for Sarah. She has no word for her anger because she was never taught that anger was a valid emotion. She was taught to be gentle and understanding. But when you suppress a human being's identity for long enough, the pressure doesn't just go away, it gets compacted. When she finally snaps, it isn't an act of villainy, it's a biological reflex. It's a girl whose nervous system has reached maximum capacity. She isn't thinking. She's just trying to stop the noise. She's trying to clear the air so she can finally, for the first time in her life, breathe. We all learn the basics of love and fear at home. We take those blueprints and try to build a life with them. But if you were never given a sense of self growing up, you don't know where you end and someone else begins. You are just a puppet to their whims. By the time you realize the pain is too much, it's already too late. Sarah was destroyed by the neglect she tried to hide. Charlie is finally free of her, but at what cost?